So my name is Chaz Price, and I'm a certified financial planner for America's Retirement Headquarters. I guess the reason I got into the business was primarily to help people spend more time with their family. So I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. My parents and grandparents owned hotels and nursing homes in Sandusky, Ohio, where I grew up. And from a very early age, I realized the significant amount of sacrifice and commitment that goes into being a small business owner. And so I knew I wanted to help people spend more time with their families, but didn't know quite how to accomplish that. I assumed a good portion of it meant that we'd have to help them not have to worry about money. So when I went to college, I took a couple finance and business courses and really just fell in love. I fell in love with the concept of time value of money, the stock market, and the rest is really history. And so for the last 17 years, I've spent my career really dedicated it to providing the best possible financial services and products and advice I could to my clients. In 2015, I earned my Certified Financial Planning designation, which essentially allowed me to expand my expertise to include retirement planning for businesses, business valuation, as well as employee benefits and estate planning. And so part of my commitment to my clients as it pertains to being a certified financial planner is making sure that they're up to date on any legislative changes or tax laws that might affect their financial plan. And one of the most significant tax changes that have occurred probably in the last decade has been the Secure Act, also known as Setting Every Community Up for Retirement Enhancement Act. And the law was really designed to make more accessible these retirement plans that employers are offering to their rank and file employees, and in the process, hopefully reduce the likelihood of them running out of money. And there's a couple of key provisions that I think business owners, particularly if you're considering setting up a retirement plan in 2020, that you should know about. The first would be the eligibility requirements. So prior to the Secure Act, if your employees had worked more than 1,000 hours in the last 12 months, they were eligible for your plan. The Secure Act actually expanded eligibility to include part-time employees now. So any employee you have that has worked 500 or more hours in the last 3 years would be eligible for the plan. The second major key provision of the Secure Act has to do with the ease of setting it up. So one of the most common plans that employers typically set up are what we call safe harbor plans. And the advantage of the Safe Harbor plan is that it has an automatic enrollment feature, which means that your employees have to negatively consent to being in the plan. In addition, the automatic enrollment contribution percentage, the cap went from 12% to 15%. So as a business employer, what that means for you is that you're able to contribute more to your retirement plan because your rank and file employees are automatically contributing more to their plans as well. So that's a huge benefit in 2020 and beyond. Secondly, the Secure Act also offers up to a $500 maximum tax credit for any eligible participants that are in your plan. So that also will impact your bottom line. Additionally, the third benefit that really impacts both employers and employees is the fact that the required minimum distribution date, or the date at which the government and the IRS requires that you start taking out of these retirement and these tax advantage plans, was pushed back from 70.5 to 72. So the implication primarily deals with estate planning and making sure, and as well as your taxes, and that now we don't have to account for so much income in those earlier years of retirement. We can actually push that out a little bit further. And so to kind of assess what the impact is of that rule change, we'd recommend you speak with your advisor and your tax consultant. So lastly, what I wanted to talk about is, obviously there's some advantages and disadvantages of the Secure Act. It's unclear as to whether or not this is going to be the wide sweeping sort of end-all be-all retirement legislation. But one game-changing factor that I wanted to share is that the restriction on contributing to retirement accounts has been removed for those individuals who are 70 and a half. So prior to the Secure Act, if you were 70 and a half in 2019, you were not eligible to contribute to your retirement plans even if you were still working. Now, with the new legislation, if you're over 70 and still working, you have income, you can actually contribute to your retirement plans. So the call to action being right now, especially since it's tax season, April 15th deadline is coming around the corner. If you're looking for ways to reduce your taxable income, if you're over 70 and you're still working, need to set an appointment with your financial advisor to really go over if that is a possibility, if you can contribute to your retirement plan in 2020 and also for 2019. So one of the things, if you would want to work with a retirement advisor at America's Retirement Headquarters, would be we offer kind of a first appointment that's totally complimentary. We call it our discovery appointment. And the goal of that appointment is to really just to get to understand you, get to know you, understand what your goals, your objectives, and your concerns are. And then as a team, we take that information back and we work very, very hard to develop a set of recommendations and observations really that we think if you implement would put you into the best financial situation that you can be in. And from there, if you decide that it benefits you and your family to work with us, then we set subsequent appointments to go over the specific services and products and vehicles that we offer as well as the costs. So as an added benefit of watching this video, we'd like to offer you an opportunity to come in and have your financial information reviewed and analyzed by our Right Capital software. It's valued at over $375. Just mention that you saw this video and those services will be provided to you at absolutely no cost or obligation. Thank you.